the second half to sort of fill that crack. And the inability to take care of the ball really hurt us coming out of halftime. That's, in my opinion, where obviously Providence took the lead. We gave way too many runouts. We gave way too many layups in transition. And for our team, in order to be able to compete with a depleted team a bit, we have to do a much better job of taking care of the basketball, regardless of who's playing, positionally where they're at. We got to do a much better job of taking care of the ball. And you have 17 turnovers. You get a guy like Kyron Cartwright out in transition, and he's a jet. It's hard to contain him in the half court, let alone the full court. So, good for Providence. They did the job.
What was your message to the team afterward, Chris?
We have to grow up. I feel like I'm doing a lousy job as a head coach, influencing our team to fight through adversity. Really feel like I am doing a poor job. It's telling ain't teaching, and until we can survive other teams' runs and other teams' just willingness to sort of take over a game, and we're fracturing. And it'd be the easiest thing in the world for me to just say, this guy's got to do this better, this guy's do better. But I'm the coach. I'm responsible. I got to influence him. And so we have to grow up, and we just have to become tougher in those situations.
Chris, where did you miss Trevon the most? Was it the second half, just break some of their scoring runs with his offense?
It puts pressure on our other players when you lose a guy that scores as much as Trevon does. But we didn't miss him in the first half. We weren't able to sustain our play. Providence adjusted well, but again, our inability to take care of the ball on the road, make free throws, that hurt us more than having Trevon out. And we can do one of two things. We can make excuses as to why we can't play as well without Trevon, or we can figure it out. And I'd rather figure it out.
The post play has been such a big part of the recipe for you guys the last 6 games. What was your evaluation of their play tonight? Do you think they do enough to kind of relieve the pressure of that is created by not having Trevon?
They're scoring more, and obviously she played well offensively, but this isn't football. You got to go the other end too. And our team gave up 9 layups at one point in a row, or at least 9 out of 10 or 11 possessions from about the 11-12 minute mark. I mean, what's happening on our interior defensively during that time? Again, some could be transition, but it's in football. You got to play offense, you got to play defense, and you got to play in transition. And again, it's not an indictment of our post players. It's an indictment of our whole team. We've got to be able to survive runs better than that.
Do you think it was good for the team to see themselves and feel themselves do what they did in the first half, see they could do it without Trey?
Not if they can't do it in the second half. We don't get excited, to lose games. Those guys all have scholarships. They want an opportunity to play. They have an opportunity. We've got to be able to be big boys and improve our play, step up our play, and be able to come together during those times. And we didn't do that.
Chris, you have a totally different team than when the first time you played Providence. It seems like a long time ago. You just talk about their kind of improvement in the last month plus.
Who's improved?
Providence.
Well, Ed's he's gonna continue to do what he does, and that is get guys to improve. I think that let's face it, they had a sort of a weird turnaround right around Christmas. They played BC. They go home for a day and a half, 2 days. They probably practiced one time. They came to our place, and our place is an easy place to play. And they didn't play very well, but like Ed normally does, his team continues to improve. Kyron's such a blur in transition, and those other guys really shot it well. Lindsey and Bullock really shot it well for him. And when those 3 guys get it going, it makes their complementary players that much more of a challenge. When they don't score, where they have bad nights puts a lot of pressure on the rest of their team.
Chris, you mentioned things you could be doing right now better. What's job number one between now and Saturday?
I mean, to influence my team. I mean, that's what you do as a coach. And you know, when we're breaking during these points, I can either complain or I can try to figure it out and get it changed. But we have to do a better job. And as a coach, you know, your job is to influence your players to make sure they're doing what it is you want them to do.